Welcome to the Shabby and Man podcast. We are partners, parents, podcasters, broadcasters,
and everything else in between. Namaskar.
And we'd like to start this episode with Happy New Year, of course.
A very, very Happy New Year. Another year over and a new one's begun.
That's true.
So welcome to 2024.
Which
Who's
is
that
year?
knocking on the door? It's 2024.
Oh my God.
Now, I hope this new year brings you all the things you want, all the things you wish, you desire, you hope for, you dream of, you manifest. Just hope all your wishes come true.
We're looking forward to quite a few things, and I think that has to do with the fact that 2023 has been a rather...
You always say it's a brilliant year for you.
It's been a brilliant year for me.
Big birthday, went on holiday, kids had exams, all that was good. But the final week, we've both been pretty under the weather.
Yes.
Coughing, spluttering.
Yeah, we've both been a little under the weather. We're hoping to put this behind us in 2023 and look forward to 24 with renewed vigor and vim and enthusiasm, as they say. So are we going to just kind of reflect on what we want to do more of? Because you know, हर साल जब ये वक्त आता है year wrap करने का और अगले साल को स्वागतम कहने का, the one thing that always makes it to our list is the fact that we want to travel more. That hasn't changed.
I say prani baate choro. It's time for new नई जिंदगी, कोरा कागज. Let's make it work.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that we were traveling.
2023 is all stuff now.
That's true.
Every other podcast will be doing the best movies we saw, best places we visited, best restaurants we went. We've done it. Let's think about things we're gonna do.
In that respect, I was saying that we were travel enthusiasts and we continue to be travel enthusiasts, right? So we are still kind of looking forward to exploring new places. Africa, it was our first time in Africa, going back to 23 for just to be first time in Africa.
But saying that, as I get older,
yes,
those backpacking days are less and less frequent now. I've started enjoying certain comforts in life here and there.
That's true. You don't have to go, nobody's asking you to go backpacking anywhere. I think it's our sons' turns to go backpacking now. They are that age. But it would be nice to travel to destinations that we haven't been to before. But exactly as you're saying, I think with age comes the comfort factor. You know, when you... वैसे हमारे लिए तो ये भी सच नहीं है, because when we were young and starting out, Dharamshala was one of our favorite holiday places, as was Jaipur. पता नहीं हम कितनी बार गए. We knew exactly where we were going to eat, stay, what we were going to do. But it is a bit like reading a child their favorite bedtime story. You know exactly what's coming on the next page, and yet you relish that.
There are two types of holiday people. There are some people who go to the same place
over
year in, year out,
yes.
year in, year out. One of my dad's friends, every summer, he would go to Bournemouth. It was like it was a done thing. De rigueur, as they say.
Yeah. I don't think we're that rigid in our ways, but there is some comfort to be had from places that are familiar.
He used to have fish and chips every Friday.
Oh wow!
So it was very regimented.
Yes, but then some people
deviation allowed.
Some people find comfort in routine and regimentation, right? I don't think we're bohemian enough to think that let's just kind of pack a suitcase and head over to Heathrow and see where destiny takes us. I don't think that's you and I. So we're going to hope that 2024 brings us more travel. We're also going to hope that we end up watching more movies than we did this year. So even on the OTT front, on the movie front, I know there are a lot of things that people have been buzzing about and talking about and raving about. And we saw some, we missed some. We are hoping that 24 would bring us again its own rich haul, an eclectic mix of things that both you and I enjoy watching. जो बहुत rare होता है.
We missed a lot of the very, very big movies.
Yes.
I think we started off on the right note with Pathan and all at the start. Was that January?
That was Jan.
And then we kind of went downhill.
Again, were we in a minority? I know Pathan did spectacular business, so I can't say we were in a minority and we were the only ones to watch it. But I think our friends a lot of people amongst our friends weren't expecting us to like it, whereas both of us felt that it was okay, right? As long as, I mean, it did what it said on the tin. Shah Rukh Khan said that he was going to finally embrace his action avatar. They said that they were going to spend a lot of money on locations, costumes.
It's different for you and me because you watch a lot of movies. You get invited to a lot of movies.
Yes.
For me, I don't watch that many Bollywood movies. So it's a big event. You know, truth be told, no matter how bad it is, seeing it on the big screen, it feels good.
Yes, that's true. But yeah, some of the other big movies that people were divided on. I think eventually down the line, I would like to watch it because you can only make...
What are you talking about?
Talking about Animal.
That's done really well.
That's done really well. I'm talking about Tiger 3. A lot of people kind of slated it. I'm talking about Jawan. Again, people were divided on whether, it was completely a miss, although it made all the numbers because of Shah Rukh, or many people said that it had many, many hidden messages.
Wasn't the big movie Rocky Rani Ki Prem Kahani?
It was Rocky Rani Ki Prem Kahani.
The one you went to see the premiere?
Yes, I did.
Even though it's about Bengali and Punjabi.
Yes.
I have still not seen it. It's on Netflix or Amazon.
It is on Netflix. It is on Netflix. And again, an overwhelming majority of Bollywood fans seem to love it.
Everybody says it's their favorite movie of the year.
Yeah.
Virtually everyone.
Yes. I felt that it was a little bit of... Karan Johar trying too hard, a bit of dumbing down of what he was trying to say. But then...
I remember we talked about this. Your prudishness came out. You said it was a bit rude for you.
I don't know about that. But yeah, we discussed this at length, I think, over many episodes in 2023. Food. Let's talk about food. We are foodies.
Before we go on to food, can I just tell you some of the big movies that are coming up?
Yes, tell me.
2024, this year, has got a lot of... what's the word? A lot of sequels.
Yes.
Like there's I can't remember. There's Houseful 5. There's Singham again. There's Welcome to the Jungle, which is the Welcome franchise. There's Fighter coming out very soon.
Yeah.
You reckon Fighter's not going to do so well, don't you?
I reckon it's going to make all the money at the box office only because Ritika and Deepika look so good together. They look like models. She was a supermodel once. But I just hope that they are not compromising their artistic merit for the sake of looking like a pair of very beautiful actors.
I think it's going to get scrutinized with Top Gun. Yeah, so that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
it probably won't hold up to Top Gun standards.
But then it's going to be like what, Top Gun 30 years too late, 20 years too late, something like that.
The Top Gun Maverick is what I mean. Not the old Top Gun, obviously. And what else is coming out? Oh yeah, really weirdly, there's a movie called Merry Christmas coming out, which didn't come out at Christmas. It's coming out in a couple of months, I think.
Yeah, this has been delayed many, many times. For those who don't know, I'm sure you do. So this is seen as a bit of a fire and ice kind of a casting because you've got Katrina Kaif and you've got Vijay Sethupathi. He plays these really dark characters, menacing roles. He's been a baddie in many, many Bollywood films, including, I believe, Jawan. He was in Vikram Vedha, the original. So he's quite a rated actor, and he's now decided to, make Bollywood his mainstay. And his pairing with Katrina Kaif in a romantic lead is what has flummoxed everyone, and I think that's going to be the draw. That's the reason.
What's wrong with that?
No, because he normally plays a baddie, So to have him...
So what, baddies can't love?
Baddies can absolutely love. Unke paas bilkul dil hai. In fact, sometimes baddies are more... not identifiable, what would you say? Baddies are more, oh my God, people resonate with, the flaws and failings of a character and the sharp edges rather than the one-dimensional Bollywood hero that we're so accustomed to.
First of all, I think they should change the name from Merry Christmas to Holi or something.
No, that's fine. Maybe I'm sure it has some significance. The reason why I'm going to give the film the benefit of the doubt is because it is Sriram Raghavan who made Andhadhun. It is his film. So you're not going to take him lightly anymore after he gave us a film like Andhadhun. Of course, he's directed several films for Yash Raj and stuff before that. So we know that he's an action man. But he's also a man who knows how to spin a dark story. He's also a man who knows how to do black humor. And if he has brought two unlikely actors like Katrina and Vijay Sethupathi together in a film that, again, is on the face of it, it kind of makes you ask why they have. Is it because the action unfolds over one day, or what significance Christmas might have? I think it's going to be a big draw.
Oh, well, also there's a Kabir Khan movie coming out soon as well.
Which is?
Which is a sport biopic.
Well, I thought he'd tick that box with 83, no?
I know, but this one's called Chandu Champion or something.
Okay.
So that's coming out.
Yeah.
But of course, the one I'm looking forward to in terms of Bollywood movies is Bade Miyan Chote Miyan.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if it's got anything to do with the Amitabh Govinda one I grew up with.
BMCM.
BMCM.
Well, they promised promised us a big budget. They promised to have some kind of a presence in the metaverse, for whatever that means. They have promised us big action. They've got two of the big action stars, Tiger Shroff and Akshay Kumar. Again, both of them addressing two different generations perhaps, but with a solid fan base.
But Tiger Shroff's last movie flopped basically, didn't it?
Several of his films actually flopped because
the
people
one which
are saying,
had Amitabh Bachchan in it.
Yes. Gunpat,
thank you.
So they're saying that whilst he is very good as an action avatar, of course he's a good-looking kid and he knows how to act. I'm hoping. We've not seen him in anything, right?
No, I have seen him.
Have you seen him in something?
Heropanti.
But Heropanti was his debut.
Yeah.
But the story has to have some substance. It's something we come back to again and again.
The problem with Gunpat, people were saying, was that it was like a mixed martial arts fighting competition.
Yes.
That's all it was, basically.
Yeah.
Talking about movies and sequels.
Yeah.
Do you know how many English sequels are coming out this year?
Really?
Yeah, there's the much hyped Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
There's
so after all those years, after all these decades.
There's Joker 2.
Yeah.
I forgot what the actual title of the movie's called. There's Dune Part 2. That'll be a good one. With, they say, Timothée Chalamet. I've just learnt his name recently after Wonka.
Yes.
I never pronounce his name. And, of course, there's Knives Out 3.
Which is a franchise that you're becoming a big fan of because you think that it is... Is it like a...
No, I mean, Daniel Craig has very effortlessly...
blended in.
Got a new franchise apart from... Well, he's retired.
I was just going to say, is that Daniel Craig trying to unbond himself?
Yeah, because he's got a real southern accent, American southern accent.
What's the story like? It's still a mystery, right?
He's a private detective. Yeah. And of course there's Bad Boys 4 coming out maybe.
Yeah.
And the Fall Guy I'm looking forward to because I used to watch the TV series when I was a kid with Lee Majors. So they're finally making a movie of it.
Yeah.
So lots to look forward to in 2024 in terms of movies.
Yes.
Anything in terms of, as you said, food and drink?
Food and drink, well, we live in London, which is the hub, I'd like to think, the gastronomic hub of the Western world, or at least one of the gastronomic
There is one
hubs,
thing I'd like to mention.
Which is?
That in Piccadilly last year, you know the Criterion Theatre?
Yeah.
Theatre, established in 1874.
Yes.
When I was growing up, it was Marco Pierre White's restaurant. Then it was a theatre again. Then
how many centuries ago was that?
Now it is again a restaurant. It is the flagship of Masala Zone. They opened a new one.
Yes.
And forget the food. I mean, the food is lovely anyway. The thali is always nice, but the decorations, the Art Deco theatre, it just all adds to the
ambience.
The ambience.
Yeah, that's true. But then London has that advantage. London is a historic city. There are buildings and churches and restaurants and shops and theatres in this city which go back hundreds of years.
Do you remember when we came here nearly 20 years ago now, and the first we went to a pub that was a church.
Yes,
they converted the church into a pub,
which we thought was a novel idea.
Yeah,
but you're right.
And with all the stained glass windows.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Because the thing is, we went to another one only 6 months ago, right?
That pub now has become a restaurant. It's become a steak chain.
A chain. But because the laws of this land are so stringent, if it is a grade 1, grade 2 listed building, they don't allow you to tamper with the interiors too much, right? So you have to blend in. You have to make sure that your style kind of embraces whatever you're given, and you can't make too many structural changes. But even aesthetically, it has to blend in with what you're given. That's what makes it so amazing, I think. So yeah, food-wise, I think we live in London where there's a new food story happening on a street corner virtually every single day. And
but saying that, as many new restaurants are open, so many are shutting down.
Yes.
Some of the big names, Marcus Waring, they're shutting down the restaurants finally.
Yeah.
It's not the right atmosphere for making money, unfortunately.
Yes.
Times are hard.
But I think we always find both of us are people who like to eat more of the food stalls and the street food markets and the one-off small restaurants or cafes than the big chains, right, or fancy restaurants. So I think being a Londoner, there will always be a lot of new things to discover. If there's any trend which kind of people start talking about in the world, chances are it started in London, or London has caught on very quickly and put its own spin on it. So we are hoping that we'd see more. I mean, अब क्या कह सकते हैं? Indian dishes are everywhere. जिन चीज़ों को हम सोचते थे कि सिर्फ Indian घरों में बनाया जाता है, वो अब हर गली कूचे में मिलती है. So we don't know what the new trend is going to be, but it's going to be exciting to discover and talk about on the podcast.
A lot of my friends are hopping across the channel to Lille. I believe that's a very foodie place in France now. No longer just going to Paris.
Yeah.
But Lille has got a lot of bakeries.
Funny you should mention that. You're one of those people, one of those extremely old school people who still goes to the local library and brings a haul of books every now and then to read.
I do, yes.
And only the other day we discovered in one of the books that you got from the library a card which was written in French, so naturally we couldn't read it, but it was a place in Lille. So I looked up the Insta page and turns out that it's a wine shop, and turns out that they make fantastic Insta.
It was a very beautiful card.
It's a very beautiful
one
card.
side was a sticker which you could actually stick somewhere.
Yes.
And the other side I couldn't read what it said.
Yeah. So I think 2024 is looking very promising from where we are right now. We're extremely grateful for all the things that make life a beautiful journey, and by that I mean the intangible things, often the things that don't cost much money. Your family, your friends, good health, your children, happiness, a very, very key part of that. Being content with what you have.
Have you got any untapped desires, things that you hope to achieve in this year?
Are you asking me or are you asking the listeners of this podcast?
Both.
Oh, you're asking me as well. Yeah. Untapped desire, I'm not quite sure, because I think in my 50 years I've made virtually every desire extremely clear to anyone who'd care to listen. But I am hoping to be a little less stressed about what the world says, to be a little less stressed about how the world judges me, and to be a little more brave about doing the things that I wish to do without worrying too much about, what happens if I fail, or what happens if it doesn't work out. I have to adopt that now or never mantra.
You mean that now you finally reached that age where you couldn't give a bhas ki pooch about what people think about you?
Absolutely. My bones are creaking. All the vitamins have my names written on it. Serums, potions, lotions, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, collagen, peptides, absolutely everything. So I think there is not a moment to be lost, and I think I should just dive into that world. The sooner I do it, the better it is. On that note, we would like to wish everyone a very happy new year. Just to remind you that Shabby and Man podcast is on all the social media platforms that you can think of. Please do send us a review, a rating, a comment, your dreams and desires for 2024.
I was just about to say, tell us what you are hoping for this year.
Absolutely.
And you just send us either on Twitter, X, or on Instagram.
And because
on Shabby and Man on Instagram, and just let us know.
Absolutely. And when we look at what do we call it?
Social media.
When we look at stats, then we do know that people tune into us from all over the world. And if there are any trends, whether it is in art, culture, gastronomy, movies, if there are any trends that you have spotted or you are excited about, do let us know on socials, and we'd love to find out more about that and have a discussion on that as well. Until next time, then. Anything else you want to say? I don't know, I was just thinking, I don't particularly feel like making resolutions this year, because I think I've gone past that age where resolutions...
It's always good to say that we'll eat healthy.
Yeah, of course.
We should say it.
We'll eat healthy. We'll make sure that, we exercise regularly. We make sure that we unplug from electronic devices, all gadgets and gizmos, and give ourselves a bit of me time away from the hustle and bustle of the big city. It would be nice if the children could sit down around the table and all of us could have more meals together more often without them looking at their phones and us looking at the telly, I suppose. All guilty of this, one way or the other.
No, we don't really watch that much telly.
That's true. Family time, me time. I definitely want to go home to India this year again.
Did you not go this...
I went in 23 as well, but as we are getting on, as our parents are getting on, I want to see them as much as I can, possibly. Hopefully, more exciting books to read. There are a couple of murder mysteries that really caught my eye in 23, some of them coming out of India, which I really loved. And my tube journey to work is made infinitely more pleasant by the fact that I've had the pleasure of reading some great books. I hope you do that.
You brought me, I gave you a little list of food. I love food books.
Yeah.
And luckily in India you picked up Some amazing books.
बड़ी मुश्किल से जाके मुझे वो किताबें मिली थी. मैं बता दूं आपको ये. I had to try virtually all the big bookstores didn't have them.
You're supposed to buy them from the Pavement.
No, Pavement only does bestsellers. All the big established names didn't have them. Then I was directed to these little, shacks in by-lanes that stock second-hand books. So out of the 4 or 5 that I got you, I think a couple of them are second-hand books actually, because that's all they had. It doesn't matter, of course. We're both book lovers. And
I mean, the whole fun is you go into the shop and say, "Arey bhaiya, theek daam lagao."
Oh, well, you mean if they say 450 रुपए use 450 use है कि अच्छा 200 ही देंगे type, and then you kind of settle somewhere in the middle. Becomes a little hard to do when you're actually thinking in pounds and paying in rupees. Then you want to be generous, and you want to give them every last penny that you can afford to, right?
I was thinking of those photocopied books where half the book is missing.
Oh my God, that's hardly
those days are over.
Those days are over. You may as well read it on a Kindle then. On that note,
yeah.
We'd like to say Happy New Year once again. And we hope you will join us for the next episode, which is going to be hopefully in 2 weeks' time.
I know this time we didn't do it in 2 weeks' time. It took a long time to do it.
Yes.
Why was that?
That's because life happens, Manish Sahi.
I know people who do it every week.
Good job. You haven't introduced them to me then.
Till next time.
Bye-bye.